Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. Ooh, as that was a very short break, but we have returned here with the upper semifinals, upper semifinales here of the Sparkling Tuna Cup number 133, the PTR edition. We have returned here with a Terran versus Terran matchup, a TvT, and spawning in the bottom hand corner of the Old Republic, we have the South Korean Terran player. One momento. Not the cow. Hold on, Pappy, hold on. Yeah, the South Korean Terran player, we have the Red Terran representing Shofar Rebellion. It is ByuN. Yo, what's happening with the casting tool? And spawning in the top right hand corner, we have the Blue Terran player. We have the Blue Terran himself representing Stouty Balls. It is Nicoract. What is happening? If you're in the chat, you know what time it is. It is Gamba time. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat, as I will have to once again restart my casting tool. There we go. Here we go. Also, thank you so much, Psycons, for the donation, for the tip of $13.37. Gracias, papi, gracias. Thank you so much for the bosses. Thank you so much. We appreciate the support. We appreciate it. The bunnies appreciate it as well. Thank you, papi. Thank you. Do appreciate it as we're settling into our game. One moment as I fix up our colors, of course. There we go. As we load into our TvT, and Nicoract does open up with a proxy 2 racks. Let's go. Gases are being mined. Bear that in mind, of course, as we're setting up. Going, I would imagine, 2 racks Reaper. Meanwhile, ByuN going for an economic opener. Racks expand into a delayed factory. Okay. So again, ByuN is being more economic here, and there's potential for ByuN to be punished as a result of that, as the Reapers are amassing. ByuN even opening up Marine first. We'll have a scouting depot here on the right hand side to get eyes on any Reapers coming in, so we'll have some extra seconds to react, but is that going to be enough? Here we go. Yes, from here we are going to be amassing up our Reapers behind this. Now, I had assumed, so my apologies, I assumed that because it was a single gas opener, it was going to be a faster CC, but no, ByuN is going for a faster factory. Interesting. There is still going to be a little micro potential available here for Nicoract to try to overwhelm and to break through. He does move off the ramp, but one Reaper already goes down. Oh my god, a heavy loss already here for Nicoract. Ay, ay, ay. Yeah, losing the first Reaper here. The Hellion is on the way, and with that, ByuN should be fine. Yeah, ByuN, he is going to be able to hold on here. As the Marines are just buying time for the Hellion. Hellion is halfway done. Reapers, they should have won these Marines. Gets one Marine so far, but oh my god, the Reapers, they just get bullied back. Oh my god, the man with gun is pretty good. Man with gun is pretty good. So he's going to be zoned away. And again, with the arrival of Hellions, ByuN should be fine. ByuN should be fine here. One of the Hellions is getting quite low, so ByuN has to be careful here. Likewise, Nicoract has to do the best he can to split up his army to make sure that there's no splash damage. Spreads out his Reapers. We'll lose one. And behind this, ByuN is just expanding. He's just claiming his own base. And Nicoract, he's not transitioning behind this. There's no transition. He will lose everything, and with that, the aggression is failing. GG gets called, and ByuN will take game number 1. GG. Whew. GG, well played. ByuN will take a lead in the series. Again, Nicoract, he was hyper committed here to his proxy 2 ranked Reaper, and ByuN, of course, behind this, he did play safe. He went for a faster factory. I assumed he was going for a faster CC, but clearly, I mean, as we saw, he did play a little bit safer here. With limited vision, limited scouting, did go for the faster factory instead, a faster Hellion production, and once the Hellions start to arrive, that's the end of the aggression. That's the end of the cheese, the end of the proxy, I should say, and with that, GG. GG, well played. ByuN, he held, he defended, he shut down the Reapers, and we're now loading into Taito Citadel. Let's go. Let us go. Start getting into game 2 and spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Title Citadel. We have the South Korean Terran player, the Red Terran, representing Shopify, leading the series 1-0. It is ByuN. And spawning in the top left hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the Blue Terran player, representing Team Stony Balls. It is Nicoract. It looks like I have to restart the casting tool in between series, just because, yeah, it's the PTR. So it's a little bit broken or a little bit messy, but it's fine. It's fine. We'll make it work. We'll make it work. So now we're going to be opening up, and we'll see how committed our players are going to be opening up this time here, as Nicoract is getting his depot back at home. I'm sure this time not going for any kind of cheese or proxy. Welcome to Title Citadel. When it comes to this map here, the bases are relatively spread out. Rotations and army movement and map vision and map control and map awareness is going to be paramount here on Title Citadel. We've seen many a player struggle to defend your third base, your fourth base, your fifth base locations as you do spread yourself thin, trying to build up into a longer mid game, if we even get there. Often TvTs are dictated early on. If you happen to have the perspective or the opinion that TvT is like, you know, a slower kind of matchup, and we often get like split map scenarios, that tells me you haven't watched TvT in like 6 years. TvT is often hyper aggressive, high octane, a lot of all-ins. This slower style of TvT is just something that's used to be the case quite some time ago. Nowadays it's a little bit rarer to see that. Whenever we do see it, you know, we try to appreciate it as best we can, especially with ByuN involved. ByuN is a very active player, but TvT often comes down to the third base, and even before that as well. But we'll see how the meta might change and shift coming into the PTR, coming into a different economy. Once again, it's going to be Marine first, single gas. We're imagining it's going to be racks into factory into a later CC. Is what we're imagining. Yep. So same build, a very safe opener here by ByuN. And Nicoract does follow suit, going for the same opener. So racks into factory. The one difference here is that Nicoract is going for early Reapers. This will give Nicoract a little bit of map presence early on to scout, to apply some pressure. Meanwhile, ByuN is preserving his gas, only opening a Marine, not really concerned with scouting. There's no SCV scout, there's no Reaper scout out of ByuN. The scouting is going to come in the form of Hellions. As here comes our expansions, both players do claim their bases. Breaks in, it's going to be deflected, and from here ByuN should be fine. And we'll see where this leads us. Typically, especially with early Marine production in such a way, we can head into our own 1-1-1 medevac follow-up. Likewise, we could try to cut some corners here. So going for the add-on swap into additional Hellions. I did mention previously here that ByuN has 0 information currently, but that will soon change once he gains map control with the reactored Hellion production. Likewise, Nicoract doing the same thing, also reactored Hellion with the additional Reaper as well. So again, so far mirrored builds, mirrored follow-ups. There's the add-on swap. From here we can go into early Raven, into a more standard early to mid game, or we can go into Banshee play if we're feeling a little bit frisky. But otherwise, we're settling in. Yo, shout out to the tuna. True. The tuna. There is said add-on swap. And now we have our Hellion. Oh, Hellion Banshee. Okay, so Nicoract does opt to go Banshee here. Meanwhile, it does invest into Cloak as well. So Nicoract, he does start to spice things up here, going into some hidden tech. Meanwhile, ByuN playing standard, going into Raven. So there is a deviation. Up until this point, both players have been going for mirrored builds. We have Raven versus Banshee. These Banshees obviously have a lot of potential for damage. They can go into mineral lines, they can catch a little workers, obviously scans, and now the Raven as well are going to be multiple ways to detect these units to shut them down. And we'll see if Nicoract can find some damage. This can make or break the game for our Blue Terran. Ooh, meanwhile, they do line up. Yeah, better engage here for Nicoract. He does clean up most of the Hellions. I say that down to 3. The Marines, they do come in and they will help defend. With that, Nicoract, he will lose almost every single Hellion here. Behind this, Banshees are amassing. ByuN building up his safety Cyclones. That's the other factor. There is going to be anti-air in the form of cyclones here for ByuN, so those banshees have to be careful. At least bearing in mind that ByuN is not fully aware. He still has not scattered at all, by the way. Still has no idea what's going on, but is still playing it safe. Still very, very safe. First banshee's moving out. What I will say is that due to the safetiness here of ByuN's build, it does mean that he's going to be behind in tanks. He's going to be behind in tanks due to the cyclone. But he's up in the Ravens. That makes up for it, for sure. That does make up for it. So we go with double banshee heading into the main. Likewise, I mean, there are Marines. There's a cyclone here as well. ByuN is in position. It comes down to his reaction, of course. So cloak is activated. They get spotted. Yeah, they get spotted. Lock on here at the banshee. First cyclone does go down. Here come the auto turrets. Ooh, and does punish one. And will barely not get the second banshee. Whew, barely not. But overall, this is still a better trade for ByuN. Yes, he lost a cyclone, but hey, he killed a cloak banshee and 0 economic damage. Yeah, 0 economic damage. ByuN now rushing into a third CC. Meanwhile, Nicoract, he's building up his tank count, building up his production, going into stim, building up his army, and there's going to be an earlier timing available for Nicoract. Remember, Nicoract is up in tanks, and he has much faster stim. Faster stim, faster upgrades, faster +1. So there is an earlier timing available here. And we'll see if Nicoract can break ByuN, or if ByuN can expand and claim his third. As Nicoract is likewise expanding behind this on location. This is riskier here from Nicoract, but he should have map control, right? He should have map control. He should be able to contain ByuN for a time as well. We should soon see him move out. So we're building up into our 3-base economy. Building up. ByuN will expand. Once we get our third bases up and running, then we can start being active on the map. And typically we expect Nicoract to apply pressure here into delay, but the higher Raven count is scary. You don't want to be caught out with mass disables. So ByuN will expand. Does zone Nicoract away. And Nicoract, he does not attempt to fight for map control. So with this ByuN, he has a better economy, and he's getting further ahead. I feel like the pressure was on Nicoract to be present and to be active and to apply pressure here. Without any pressure, now he's moving out, but this does feel a little bit late. Without it, he's falling further behind. Nicoract, I mean. ByuN's already getting saturated. Nicoract going for the Doom Drop. Behind this, there's 1 turret in the main. Sorry, 2. Here we have 2 turrets. We have the auto turrets as well from the Ravens and disables. Sensor tower does spot the drop, and we commit. Yeah, we just drop in. We do boost in. Diving on the tank. The first tank should go down. The boys are being pulled, and here come the disables, the auto turrets as well. And with that, Nicoract has to get the hell out of here. Yeah, he gets cleaned up. He gets cleaned up, losing the tanks, losing every single medevac as well. No shot. Yeah, lose everything. 4 medevacs go down. GG, and ByuN, he will claim the series 2-0. ByuN will advance on to the grand finals. GG. GG, well played. Again, I don't blame Nicoract for committing across the map. He was pressured because he did have a delayed economy. He had a low worker counts. There was a lot of pressure on Nicoract to make something happen. Committed across the map, but alas, ByuN was in position. He was ready for it. He had the turrets. He had the orders. He had the Ravens as well. He was set up, and yeah, with that, he completely shut down the drop. GG. GG, well played. With that, ByuN, who'll snowball out of control, who will claim the series, and ByuN will advance on into the grand finals. With that, we have our 2 finalists getting ready here. It's going to be a TvZ between ByuN and Young Yakov. Let's go. Let us go. It is going to be a TvZ here. And as a reminder, it's going to be a best of 5. Best of 5 match. Now, I'll be honest, I haven't actually seen, I don't think I've seen a single ZVT on the new patch yet. When it comes to like content that I've been viewing so far, it's been like a couple of Hearthstone games. I mean, it's obviously the Hearthstone Lorimbo series, of course, as well. Haven't seen too much ZVT, especially because like there's been a little bit less interest in the matchup just because of the Protoss changes, of the production changes. So that's where a lot of attention has been on the production, like early and mid game, and how the gateway change has been affecting that, of course. When it comes to TvZ, we'll see kind of how the economic changes kind of affect things and influence things. I do like that we have Young Yakov here to showcase Zerg, just because he has been known to be aggressive at times, and if we were to see an earlier all-in, like I would not be surprised if Young Yakov goes for something like that. We'll see if he does, or he does choose to be more aggressive here. We'll see how he will approach this matchup.